This Sunday against the Vikings should be the last game Jaxson Dart plays this season, because I'm fairly confident with the way Minnesota's playing right now. J.J. McCarthy, 2 nice games in a row. That defense is next level. Good running game, some big-time wide receivers on the Vikings. I'm very confident the Giants will lose on Sunday. What I'm not confident is the Giants losing against the Raiders and the Giants losing against the Cowboys, especially if they have nothing to play for. And that's why this Sunday should be the last game that Jaxson Dart plays this season. And I'm not going to Jameis Winston. I'm going to Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson needs to be the starting quarterback against the Raiders and against the Cowboys. Russ gives you the best chance to lose out to get the number 1 overall pick. And I know that a lot of people listening to my voice right now, especially if you're planning on going to that game against the Cowboys, which, look, I'm not going to tell anybody what to do, but it's going to be, especially if that game has any meaning for Dallas. And even if it doesn't, it's an opportunity for Cowboy fans, and there's millions of them in the tri-state area. Why would you want to go sit there and freeze your tuchus off around a bunch of Cowboy fans when the season is long over? I don't know why you'd be there anyway, but if you are going to that game, you're going to say, well, Lugauer, I'm going to the game. I want to see him win. There's a train pulling into the station right now. It's called the Great Train. I'm getting on it, and there's plenty of seats for everybody. And that train has the Giants picking number 1 overall. It has the Giants taking that pick and trading it to the Jets. Not drafting a quarterback, because this has been making the rounds, and you could thank Evan for starting this. It's all over Giants Twitter. Everybody's talking about it. I am not trading Jaxson Dart. I am not, if I'm the Giants picking first overall, I'm not drafting Fernando Mendoza. Jaxson Dart is our quarterback. Jaxson Dart is the next great quarterback in the NFL. Jaxson Dart has the game, the style, the two-way player. I think Jaxson Dart is more advanced at this stage of his career than Josh Allen was. Josh Allen was a mess his rookie season, and look at where Josh Allen is now. And Dart is already ahead of the game if you want to compare the two as far as in their rookie season. And I think Jaxson Dart already has a lot of similarities to Josh Allen as far as their style of play. Jaxson Dart has the swagger, the style, the maturity. He's savvy with the media. He has everything you need to be great and great in this town and be the quarterback of the Giants. So I'm not drafting Fernando Mendoza at 1 if I'm the Giants. No. I'm trading it to the Jets. This game coming up in now, a week and a half against the Raiders is so monumental. It is the biggest football game for the Giants and Jets in forever. For the Giants, a couple years, they were in the playoffs, so it's the first big game since the playoff game against the Eagles in the divisional round. And for the Jets, it's the biggest game they've had in over a decade. Because so much is on the line. Raiders win that game, they're picking number 1 overall, they're drafting the quarterback. Giants, they lose out, they have the number 1 overall pick. And we, as New York football, are picking first. And that's my mission, that's my goal. That's the train that's pulling into the station, the Great Train. The train that gets the Giants a boatload of picks from the Jets, and it gives the Jets their franchise quarterback. We save New York football together. That's my mission. And that's why Jaxson Dart should not be starting after this Sunday. Because I am confident that Minnesota will win the game. What I'm not confident in is that the Raiders, the only way, they are so hideous and so awful and have given up on the season and I don't think they even scored a point against the Eagles. The only way, this is for Giants and Jet fans, so you should both be championing this. You should join me. It's time. I was the start Dart guy. You got to start Jaxson Dart right out of the gate. Back in August, I wore the sign on my chest for weeks. Start Dart. It's time now to switch gears and relax in Jaxson. Jaxson Dart needs to relax for the remaining 2 games of the season, and the Giants need to lose out. And the man that should be at quarterback is Russell Wilson. The same guy that everybody crushed Joe Shane for signing and giving all this money to, now we could really see Russell Wilson's worth because he could lose out. And by losing out, you keep the number 1 overall pick. And this to me isn't even about keeping Jaxson Dart healthy because it's football. He has a style of play. He's going to run the ball. He's going to take contact. He's going to have to learn how to stay out of the blue medical tent. I also think the Jaxson Dart injury discourse has reached levels that are a little bit blown out of proportion. I mean, there's people that are saying, oh, he's had, 10 concussions already. He's had 1 concussion. He's been in concussion protocol once. Now, he's been in the medical tent. He's been checked for concussions. But as far as we know, Jaxson Dart has had 1 concussion. So it's kind of being blown out of proportion. And that's something that Dart is going to have to work on. He's going to have to work on protecting himself. But my reason for relaxing Jaxson is not for his health and safety, although obviously that's paramount going forward. It's more about we, all of us as football fans in the tri-state area need the Giants to lose. We need the Raiders to beat the Giants. Giants fans need it. Jets fans need it. It's the way to save football in this town. Well, Luggie, I want to win. You will win. If you get on the great train with me, we all win. And not just some meaningless regular season game at the end of the season. Well, Jaxson Dart needs to learn. He's learned a lot already this year and will continue to learn. We're going to take a spring break. That's what we're going to do, right? Back in college, you'd be learning, and then you'd say, you know what? We're going on spring break where you'd learn a lot of other things. That's what Jaxson Dart needs to do. He needs to go on, well, it's not technically spring yet, but he needs to go on spring break. Relax in Jackson. He needs to relax at the beach. He needs to sit back, chill, and watch Russell Wilson lose out. And by losing out, the Giants keep the number 1 overall pick. They trade it to the Jets for hopefully all their picks. And it's not a tax on the Jets. Let me be clear here. I'm not positioning this, admittedly, as a Giant fan, to tax the Jets. But the Jets have something that I want. The Jets have something we want. And that's a lot of assets. And that's very important. That is not only important to the Jets, but it's important to the Giants. They have something I want, and we have something they want. We can help each other here. We could save New York football by putting Jaxson Dart on spring break, relaxing Jackson, starting Russell Wilson, and getting the number 1 overall pick. I can't overstate it enough, and I don't think I even am overstating it, but this game against the Raiders in a week and a half, essentially, is so monumental. Everything is on the line. The future of both franchises is on the line. Like, you want to talk about Aaron Glenn's job security. You want to talk about who the Giants' next head coach is going to be. What is on the line in this game, Giants-Raiders, is everything to both franchises. Everything. And if you're going to pay Russell Wilson all this money to go to Ranger games, to go to Knick games, to go to SummerSlam, he needs to earn a couple of more of those bills on his contract. And he will do that by playing the rest of the season after this week, allow Jaxson Dart to chill, and the Giants keep the number 1 overall pick. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. Anthony's in Tampa. What's up, Anthony?
Tommy, what's going on, brother? Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever everybody celebrates.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. So, quickly, I know you don't like saying the word tank. What do you think of meaningful forfeit?
No, I don't like it because forfeit is a negative word. So, on this quest to find a softer word or phrase for tanking. I got to be honest with you, Anthony. The favorite one that I've heard, and it's not because I said it, is Back to the Future. Now there might be some issues there with saying that, but I would, you know what I mean, like as far as marketing it, but that's why I don't want to go with it. But I do love the idea that you're going back to get to the future. Like once we get this up to 88.8 miles an hour, Anthony, we're going to see some serious you-know-what. And I think that's important for both franchises. Now, are you a Giant or Jet fan?
I am a Jets fan.
Okay, so I think this is perfect because I'm a Giant fan. We can have this conversation.
Let's go.
You guys need a franchise quarterback. That's beyond obvious. If the Raiders are picking number 1 overall, they are going to take a quarterback. They are.
Yes.
Like, Geno Smith is a mess. Kenny Pickett stinks. They need a quarterback. They might fire Pete Carroll. They might clean house. But no matter who is there, they're going to want the quarterback. So if they're picking one, you're not getting the... And I think this is important, too. When you're picking first, you could have any quarterback you want. If the Giants are there... They have Jaxson Dart. They're not taking a quarterback. They're in that rare, unique situation of a team picking first overall that has found their franchise quarterback. Now, you have all these picks from the Sauce trade, from the Quinnen trade. Let's talk turkey. Let's do business. It's best for everybody if we have the number 1 overall pick going into the draft.
I agree with you, and this is why I called it. Because what happens now in the situation where the Giants do have that number 1 overall pick? What happens if the Jets have the number 2 pick? What do? Do they offer the Giants something anyway, just so nobody swoops in and takes it? Does it make that trade less valuable for the Giants? What do you think that a fair trade would be? What does that look like to you?
Okay, so I think that the Jets would still trade up. Here's the reason why, and you laid it out. You could have another team swoop in. And you never know what's going to happen draft night. Like, nobody saw the Falcons trading up to get Michael Penix. I always feel like it should be trading down, but when you trade for the better pick, it's trading up. Shouldn't it be like, aren't you trading down? Like, I guess you are trading up, but you're trading down. I was always kind of confused by that, but they traded for the better pick to get Michael Penix Jr., and not a lot of people saw that coming because they had signed Kirk Cousins in the offseason. So you never know what's going to happen draft night. So why would I trade if I'm 2? Why would I go to 1? Because you never know. Somebody could go to 1 and draft your quarterback. And with all the rumblings of Aaron Glenn on the hot seat, which is ridiculous, I know it's been a bad year, and Aaron Glenn has looked overmatched. He has looked like a guy that is not qualified to be a head coach. That being said, if you are the Jets and you are going to take a forget that part. Actually, scratch that from the record. If you are the Jets and your franchise, your organization has been a disaster forever, the last thing you want to do is hire a coach and fire him within a year, because who in their right mind is going to want the job? Even somebody that is a coordinator that has never been a head coach still probably wouldn't want the job. Because they're going to sit there and go, God, if they got rid of Aaron Glenn in 1 year, they're going to get rid of me in 1 year. Who would want that opportunity and that position or that job? Because there is absolutely no security. And it just comes off like an organization that is clueless, that is going to make hasty decisions, that is being reckless with their head coach. So Aaron Glenn, whether you think he's the goods or not, I am skeptical just based off of this year. But to be fair, he hasn't had a quarterback. Well, they brought in Fields. Yeah, as a lottery ticket. Justin Fields was brought in as a guy to hold the fort down. If he ended up in his, third team, ended up being the guy, great. If not, we move on. Like, if Aaron Glenn is getting fired because they brought in Fields as a lottery ticket and they've had this season after getting rid of Aaron Rodgers and they traded Sauce and they traded Quinnen and Garrett Wilson's been hurt, that's ridiculous. That is absurd. And I like to think even the Jets wouldn't be that dumb to do that. Not saying Aaron Glenn is going to turn into Andy Reid or Bill Belichick or either of the Harbaughs or Sirianni or any of the great coaches in the league. Not saying that. Sean McVay. But what I am saying is he deserves any head coach, barring like the catastrophic of catastrophic seasons, deserves more than one season to to see everything play out, especially when they haven't had a real, true franchise quarterback, which the Jets have an opportunity to get in the draft once the Giants lose out by relaxing Jackson, by sending Jaxson Dart. He's got to learn. Yeah, forget it. When you're in college, you learn and you go on spring break for a week. What's wrong with that? And you learn about a lot more and a lot more better things than you would in school. Might add you things that you'll actually could take with you. But you chill for a week. This case, it would be 2 weeks for Jaxson Dart. Spring break, extended spring break, relaxing Jackson, start Russell Wilson, keep the number 1 overall pick. We, as Giant fans and Jet fans, have the number 1 overall pick. The Giants trade it to the Jets. This is my greatest idea ever. I just love this idea. It's because I feel like we're helping everybody. Look, the future is brighter for the Giants right now, but I would be lying to you and being just totally disingenuous if I said that the last, decade or so for the Giants has been anything to shake a stick at. It'd be great to brag about. Jets have been worse, but they've also been the worst franchise in football, too. I kind of want to throw the Dolphins in there, but they've at least made the playoffs and won some games. The Jets are just horrific, but the Giants aren't that far behind. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. Let's go to Donnie on the fan. What's up, Donnie?
Hey, what's up, Lugie? How you doing? Blessed to see you and the family, brother.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah, so one of the terms that I was actually thinking about was revitalizing while we're making these readjustments instead of tanking.
Yeah, I like that. It's like revitalizing is almost like, it sounds like an energy drink almost, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you put in like electrolytes. Yeah, or like a machine, we must revitalize the Terminator to get back to the top of the mountain. I like that. There's no negative connotation. It's a cool word. It rolls off the tongue. It's something I could say at 1 a.m. after talking for 4 hours, which is important here too. Like, it's nowhere near a curse word. So even if I, sometimes I get a little tongue-tied here, so it's not something I have to dump. I like it. No, that's a good one. That's definitely one I would put in the box here to consider.
Yeah, I like that. And then with the Giants, I actually don't disagree with you with that one. I would say try to make some plays to see if something works out, but try not to put them in there so much to have them, I guess, go all out to try to save them for next season.
You're saying Dart. Yeah, but Donnie, my thing is, to me, my plan and what I want for the Giants to sit Dart after this week is not about saving him or keeping him on ice or protecting him, which he has to do. He has to protect himself. It's more about, I want the Giants to lose out because I want them to have the number 1 overall pick, because the Giants are in such a great, unique situation that they have the franchise quarterback. They have the guy. They found it. The hardest thing to do in the NFL is to find the franchise quarterback. The Giants have done that. I believe Jaxson Dart is the next great quarterback in the NFL. They have that. And they are in a position to pick number 1 overall. And there's a team in the Jets that have all these picks that are very quarterback needy. Not just as but a fan base, a franchise. There's so much pressure for the Jets and administration, because I don't think Glenn should be let go after a year. But if they don't get the quarterback right and they lose a bunch of games next year, it's probably going to be the end. Maybe you get one more year after that, and that's it. And you're gone. It's not fair, but that's the NFL. You don't have a quarterback, you don't win, you're out. So I'm trying to not only help out my franchise, my fandom, my team, my quarterback, I'm trying to help you out too. I think we should help each other out. And that's why I want the Giants and Jets together to be picking number 1 overall in the draft. And the only way we do that is for the Giants to lose out. Because if the Raiders win that game, they get the number 1 overall pick, they're taking a quarterback, it's over. The dream is dead. The great train that I talk about it, the great train that's pulling up into the station, I'm getting on it. There's plenty of seats. If you're I got to win out. I'm going to the game. I got to win. I got to see a win. Well, then you could take the other train. The train to nowhere. I'm taking the train, the great train, and that train is to success. That train is to great football, not only for the Giants, but for the Jets for the next 10 years. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. Let's go to Mo in Brooklyn. What's up, Mo?
Tommy GT. That's you know what the GT's for, right?
Generational talent.
There you go, my brother. Congratulations.
Well, I appreciate it, Mo. And Mo is, if in case you missed the news, starting January 5th, I will be the new nighttime host on WFAN. It's After Hours with Tommy Lugauer. I'll be on 7 p.m. to midnight on nights where there are no games. When there is a game, I'll be on after the game till 2 a.m. So it's Positive Tommy in prime time. It's Loogie in the late night. It's After Hours. It's going to be fun, a blast. I appreciate the opportunity so much. It's been a lifelong dream for me, so I can't wait for January 5th.
Well, Tommy, that's one of the reasons for the call. I wanted to congratulate you. I knew of that news, and I'm very, very happy for you. I'm also happy for Mr. Jeremy Ruckett of the New York Jets signing a contract today. It's a wonderful, wonderful kid, a wonderful, wonderful family.
Local guy, too, right, Ruckert? Right?
Yeah.
Long Island?
Well, you know what it
is he from Long Island, Jeremy?
Yeah, he lives in Lindenhurst. What
Nice.
a great family. What a great guy. I mean, really, it's like salt of the earth people.
Yeah, no, and you love to see that. You know, good people getting rewarded, especially when it's local. You know how I feel about that when whether it was Tommy or DeVito, not Tommy Lugauer. I do talk about myself in the third person, but in that instance, I wasn't talking about myself in the third person. But whenever you could see local guys, you know, get ahead and have these opportunities, you love to see it. Joe is in Oceanside. What's up, Joe?
Come on, Ange.
What? Hey,
Tommy.
What? What are you yelling at? What are you yelling at? In the background there. What do you got going on?
I work with a disabled adult, so you hear him every once in a while.
I'm sorry about that.
Anyway, I'm very, I'm glad you got your show. You deserve your show. You're great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a little disappointed that you don't think you should tip the garbage men. The garbage
No, Joe. I'm glad you called. I never said that. I am being accused of saying that. Sean Marash said that.
Okay.
I never said that.
Yeah,
now,
sure.
What makes you think that I said it, Joe? Because we got to get to the crux of this. Because you're not alone. There are people accusing me of saying it. Sean said it today on Evan and Tiki.
Joe. Okay, Sean said it, and Sean is wrong.
But Joe, I agree with everything you're going to say. They deserve to be tipped. They do great work. But why did you think I said it? And it's not picking on you, Joe.
Because you said you were in an apartment and that you don't even see him or whatever.
No, I don't have a garbage man to tip. Is my point. I live in an apartment building.
You see,
who am I tipping?
You see the truck.
Do I?
You see the truck. You see the truck picking up the garbage. You throw the guys a couple bucks.
Well, I don't know. I'm saying I don't, though, is my point. If I do, I would, but I don't. And that's why Sean knows the guy, or not knows the guy, but he has a garbage man, and he refuses to tip. And people, and it's not your fault, Joe, because you're not alone in this, they're clumping me in with him. Everybody likes to clump me and Sean together. Clump me out of Sean. Going forward here, Joe, and I appreciate the call, my man. Going forward, Sean is on the middays, I'm at night. We are not the same person. Don't clump me with him. Don't clump him with me. We're not the Muppets, Waldorf and Statler in the balcony, like where you basically clump those two guys together. Don't clump us together. He says something, I say something. It's not clump. No clumping. No clumping. I'm all for tipping. I'm sitting here begging for Evan to tip me this year for all the great job I've done on Evan and Tiki. We had a good book. I'm getting all the kinds of strays from Sean. Sean said it. This is Tommy. That's Sean.